Good morning. It's day 48, and today I want to talk about challenges, but from a little different perspective than I have. I obviously refer to this, have done so multiple times in the time I've been doing this series, but this morning I was reminded of the story of Esther when her people were being threatened. The nation she was from were being threatened, and because she was living in the palace, she was kind of at arm's length from what was going on. And there was a point where a cousin sent her word and said, don't think that what's going on is going to sidestep you just because you're in the palace. And the challenge was, what if you were born for such a time as this? And of course, that mantra kicks her into a very different mode, and she ends up pleading the cause of her nation and ends up saving her nation. And my thought this morning is that there are challenges that we go through that we sometimes think, I don't understand. I don't know the value of why I'm here. Or you're like Esther, you're kind of at an arm's length and you're watching something that's happening. That's a scenario that I have going in one area of my life right now, where I'm watching something that has been unfolding over the last couple of years, and I feel powerless to do anything except to pray. And it was funny because when I was in Bible school, that was sort of a standing joke. Oh, it's come to this. Now we got to pray. And it's hard to be in those places, whether you're at arm's length for something or you're actually going through it. But I would question, is it because you were born for such a time as this? I've heard when people are looking for purpose and for passion, it's, what are you passionate about? What do you love doing? But then the flip side is, what do you hate? What do you detest that's going on around you? What are those things that drive you to a point where you want nothing more than to be able to do something? And more times than not, I think we're put in those situations where we can't actually do something. And even thinking about the story of David and Goliath, Goliath wasn't sent to kill David. He was sent to reveal David and who he was. And David ended up being just heralded by the people after his older brothers and a large army had sat and just shivered in the wake of this guy's threats. And David was born for such a time as that. I've heard people during my life say, I was born 20 years too late, or I was born 50 years late, or I wish I'd lived back when William Wallace walked the face of the earth. My question is, are you avoiding some battle that you're supposed to be winning here? Whether it's something that's going on in society, it's something that's going on in your family. We're not just supposed to learn from those things. We actually have to figure out, okay, if it's something that's affecting us and it's affecting us in a negative way, what is the root of that? Where is that coming from? Why am I reacting the way I'm reacting? Is it because there's a root in me that needs to be healed? Or is it because there's something I'm supposed to do to fix this? And if you're avoiding a battle that you're supposed to fix, that's cowardly. And there are a lot of people out there that I know that are willing to fight for things that don't really matter much, but they never put their hand to anything that's important. At least not from the perspective I can tell. It's possible that it is important in God's view. But today's challenge is, if you look at the things around you, What are you putting your life into? What were you put here for? I heard somebody read a verse this morning that it was, the Lord will complete his purpose in me. The Lord will complete his purpose in me. The Lord will complete his purpose. The Lord will complete his purpose in me. The Lord will complete his purpose in me. He will complete his purpose for me. I can't even remember the exact verbiage, but it was, as you went through the verse, it was, you put an emphasis on every word in each sentence, just a different sentence for each word. And it was so powerful because God has a purpose for you. He has a purpose for your life, and he put you here for right now. So what battle is it you're supposed to be fighting? And if it's a battle that it's not one you're supposed to be fighting, but you're reacting to, what's the root that's causing the reaction for you? So 2 ways to look at challenges. Today's day 48. I'm signing off. See you tomorrow.